Yeah, okay, so now that Sideline's not looking, let's all go through Aaron's room.
But no, that's better when he is here.
Shush, shush, he's back, shush.
Wow. Our mobile phones, I assume.
Rest in peace.
We were
Sideline's
planning
data.
nothing nefarious, I assure you.
We weren't, Torn totally was.
Well, yeah, but I do not constitute we. That was the entire point.
Anyway,
Driving, so I don't want to like make random noise, but I can still hear you. So
yeah, that's fine. So,
We assume
anyway,
so.
Focus on driving. Say. Anyway. You can sit for the house. It doesn't seem like there's much interesting if you decide to go check out the other places in the house, such as the small hallway, the other boxes, the toilet, I guess. So the last place that really leaves there to be, you know, these aforementioned puzzles is probably in the lab. Workshop thing.
Ipos is going to look at these, like, knickknacks that is just sort of piled up here.
But indeed, just seem to be knickknacks. You can see where there's like been a cloth used to polish this metal prosthetic arm. There's a pair of like wire cutters and some kind of weird rod thing, but you're not quite sure what that is. Suplas kind of pokes some prods. This looks kind of like miscellaneous work that he might have been doing.
He understands none of it. He just starts poking bits.
You can certainly poke and nothing bad happens to you.
Poke and twist and prod and maybe chew a little bit when Aaron's not looking.
Yeah. And what? For some, I mean, I guess the weird rod thing would probably be the best chewing candidate. Chewing on the oil rag, bad. Chewing on the arm, probably also not great.
Yeah, the oil rag gets sniffed at and is just like, bleh, tossed to the side. The
Yeah,
arm,
as you can
you know, it's an arm, which is normally nice, but it's not a tasty arm, so, yeah.
Equals the cannibal.
It's not cannibalism if it's not the same species.
Yeah, you never know, that could be a kobold prosthetic.
If it's a prosthetic, it's not the same species.
Equals just opens the arm inside, it's all flesh. No. Epos. One thing as you're kind of poking in this area, you do get a strange feeling from whatever the fuck this thing is.
I was looking at that thing, it's like, I should probably look at that at some point, but, you know, trinkets. You know what Ipos is like. But it'll like, work his way down the bench.
Epos, you're again, much like everything in here, you're not quite sure what this is.
Oh yeah, he's got no fucking clue what he's doing.
There's a pair of small yellow crystals that appear to be held afloat by this strange metal frame with runes engraved on it.
I poke them both at the same time.
Okay, nothing happens, though Apos does get like a strange sense of like, is there air magic trapped in these? As little
Ooh.
jolts of electricity kind of travel up your fingers.
Now this is the point where, in the back of my mind, Aaron is shouting at me to leave it the fuck alone. She did make a promise before not to really mess with things too badly. So I don't think he's going to try and use magic device them for weird shit. But, you know, he can throw up a detect magic, see if he can't work anything out.
A detect magic very clearly shows, oh yeah, these are definitely like elementally infused crystals. Do you have Arcana?
I do.
Okay, roll it, please. Ooh.
Shit.
Epos can see that there's runes, like, now that he activates detect magic, there's runes inscribed all along the metal frame that seem to be doing something to the crystals, but he's not quite sure what.
If he just, like, prods or picks up one of the crystals, does the other one react at all?
No.
And in his exploration around, he hasn't spotted anything that is, like, blatant, place crystal here, hole.
Depends. Would Epos look at the head?
he would have vaguely looked at everything, but probably not in-depth looked yet.
Okay. No, there's nothing that really looks like insert crystals here. Volvar, you do notice there's like 2 other little elemental gems down to the south next to this weird metronome-looking thing. Assuming Epos knows what a metronome is.
A little stick go back and forth.
Yeah, he probably has seen one before, but he doesn't really know what it's for.
Other than that, no, there's nothing that screams stick crystals in me.
Ash,
Uh,
funny magic crystal things.
coming.
Let's get someone with actual magical knowledge.
Hey, what's up? I was about to start looking at the fireplace.
He prods one of the flying elemental crystal thingies. Feels like electrical, like air stuff, but it must not know what is, and is weird.
As I am going to investigate with Arcana. 26.
Ash? The thing that more actually comes in useful here is your boarding knowledge. As you see, oh, those are boards. Seemingly designed to hold the crystals in place, and also, oh, those are designed to like keep in place like a large electrical current, almost as if they were to stop the gems from exploding.
Okay, but what about the gems themselves? What are they used for?
The gems themselves, they just appear to be like elemental infused like quartz that you could kind of buy for reagents. Though in this case, they appear to have been filled with way more energy than they should hold.
Okay. 2 things. 1, do not touch the runes, because, I'm not sure how stable this all is without being maintained. And 2, don't touch the gems. They're filled with way more magic than they should be able to hold, and are only not exploding because of the runes I told you not to touch. If any part of this breaks, it will explode into elemental energy and possibly cause a house fire.
It's fine. Ipos already touched, and they not go boom.
Ipos, please. My heart can't take this.
What?
Aaron, don't let him touch these things again. They might actually explode.
He can't stop me for another 40 minutes.
Ipos, can I get the crystal? Aaron holds out her hand.
Ipos takes one of the crystals and puts it in Aaron's hand. The nice explodey crystals.
Oh, wait. Ipos is about to take a floating crystal?
Oh, wait. I thought you had to bring... Oh, never mind. I thought you brought the crystals over to Ash, not the crystals for...
No. I brought Ash to the crystals.
Never mind. Carry on.
I was about to just slap Ipos.
We're in Aaron's house. I was just going to do what Aaron told me to.
Oh, that could have ended interestingly.
Also, for my sake, can I identify that rod Ipos was chewing on?
Sure, I'll roll for you.
Yeah, engineering probably.
Yeah. Last thing I'll say about that harness, because I imagine that Ash is sitting in a stringent no-touch rule. Ash, you think with a bit of studying, you could maybe learn a bit about warding off of it.
Yeah, sure. I gotta learn some crap off the fireplace too while I'm here.
Yeah. Specifically, if you want to spend the time for your more freeform warding, you can learn 2 subjects: fire and lightning.
Ooh.
Ooh! Sideline, you got a 34.
Baller.
Unfortunately, you picked one of the things that aren't very interesting. It appears to be some kind of tuning rod. You're pretty sure this would just kind of be used to, like, tap it against something and detect structural faults. It technically is a little bit of a magic item, but it's just not very much of an interesting one. As I'm going to PM you something.
Yeah, Also, hearing about that, I'm also going to go take that rod and tap it against my father's murder death robot.
As the tuning rod is a magical item, once per day you can tap something to discover the hardness of an object. And as you tap it against, what was it, Galahadrian?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Murder Death Robot.
Something. Yeah, as you do that, the hardness only registers out about like 12 or 14, but there appears to be some kind of additional effect as the tuning rod itself starts to vibrate. More so than what it probably should have. Aaron, with that, you can discover one thing about this sealed construct, is that any damage dealt to it will be reflected upon whoever dealt damage to it.
That's nasty.
Except in... Whoops, I moved myself. Except in one very specific circumstance. Untyped damage will not be reflected.
What the fuck does untyped damage?
Very
Yeah,
special
exactly.
damage.
Yeah, I guess technically something like disintegrate is untyped.
Disintegrates force.
No?
No,
Disintegrate's not force.
is untyped.
Oh, that must be a Pathfinder 2 thing. Pathfinder 2 is force.
Yeah.
Yeah, disintegrate's just pure damage.
Yeah, one of the few sources of true damage.
Mm-hmm. So, all those damage types will not be reflected.
I do like referring to any kind of damage that's untyped as almighty.
This is Persona now. Confirmed.
Pretty much.
It is.
If you don't specify a damage type, it's almighty damage.
Can we get some Megidolo on in here?
Fuck. Yes, Aaron would advise not hitting Galahadrian unless you are very confident and not dying.
Hmm.
I'm a fairly confident person at not dying.
I mean, if it just reflects damage, I could just shoot low-level electricity at it. Does it also take the damage it reflects, or is it literally just boing?
Aaron thinks if it gets above its hardness, yeah, it would take the damage.
Did we know how much hardness it had?
Aaron judged probably around like 12.
Oh, I could totally thread the needle on that.
The only issue is... Hold on, I had to quickly look up fucking what this was, because it might be immune to... Okay.
Oh. No, never mind. I keep thinking I have 20 electrical resistance, and I don't, it's only 10, but for some reason I have stuck in my head it is 20.
Can you pause for me a wisdom check real quick?
Oh,
as
God.
You brought that up.
Why?
In fact, if I was ever got enough levels in sorcery to have 20.
It's true. Plus, as you think about, you know, when you touched those gems, they did spark across you. You think maybe the only reason you didn't explode when you touched them is simply because you have that much electricity resistance.
Oh.
You are insulated, baby.
So, what I'm hearing from this is that Ipos can handle them safely.
Yeah.
No.
And screw you, Ash.
No. We've got someone for that now.
Yeah, but Kobold better.
No.
So now I'm wondering, how can I harness these things to make my electricity better? Plug more batteries into Ipos.
Lord. And you could probably figure out how to use them as like a casting component, but it's a bit risky considering if you ever let go of them, they explode.
I'm failing
Admittedly,
to
you're
see
probably
a
not going to be
downside
hurt too
here.
bad by that, but...
Looking around, J-Mac, can I...
Yeah.
That skull, it was glanced over. Can I take a gander at that?
Sure. As I'll roll for you, I assume again. This strange robotic head is mostly finished, actually, to Erin's eyes. Very plain on the outside as she kind of fiddles over with it and looks in it and such. The inside is encrusted with several tiny little gems, and what she can see is like the unactivated magical runes carved around them. As I will roll you your engineering. Anyone else who wants to look at with her can roll either Arcana or Engineering.
Sure. I got Arcana.
Ipos technically
Oh, wow.
has Arcana, and as soon as he's not allowed to touch the shinies, he's bored.
I rolled a 2.
I hate you.
It'd be like that.
I rolled a 12.
Did you? Oh, right, you mean numeric. Wait, okay.
Yeah. Ipos only has a +4 knowledge. Arcana.
Both Epos and Aaron would be able to find out, oh, that big gem in its face, that's a focusing crystal. It's only Aaron who really then follows up with, oh, this kind of matrix within, it looks like light is supposed to be like focused up through it to like fire some kind of beam, but it looks like some of the crystals are missing.
Huh. Aaron's gonna go into her pocket and pull out the fire gem.
Bit big for what you're looking for.
Okay, put that back.
What
And
about the
she's gonna-
floating
no,
gems?
Yeah, she's gonna glance at those.
Yeah, those could work. We just need a way to get them in safely. The 2 gems by the weird metronome thing also look like we could fit in.
Hello.
You said there's like a hole in the bottom of the skull, like
Yeah,
okay.
I recommend we go touch the metronome ones that aren't going to explode.
That's fair. But I had an idea. But I'll go look at those first.
the
I also have an idea, but I really don't want to encourage Apos's bad behavior.
the 2 crystals by the metronome. Yeah,
I'm fucking
similar.
muted, holy shit.
Oh,
I was going to suggest, seeing as this is getting more in depth with Aaron's thing, while Sideline's driving, is there anything Silas and Wolf want to do?
That's fair.
Because we are really distracting him from driving here.
Yeah, you're true.
The problem is, our characters I kind of don't have a whole lot to do in this environment.
That's fair.
I
mean-
know, I just thought I'd put the offer out there.
And you're not stuck here. Technically, you could leave.
Yeah, we could, but everyone's here, and they might need our help with something. So poke around in things. Now that like psychic residue's sort of returning, I think enough time's passed. I can give it a once over again. Look at things, see if there's anything interesting.
Look at the picture I've been sketching.
Oh, what you got? Let's see it.
As you can see, kind of right in front of Wolf, and then right in his hand, and owns a very good copy at the moment of a family picture showing the little halfling and her family.
A very young Aaron, probably around 8 or 9. Big, bright, curly orange hair. Not quite similar to her mother, but sort of more similar to her father, who you can see is in a very stylized-looking wheelchair.
Oh,
A near perfect copy.
very well done, Wolf. Also, I did not also realize that her father was, well, as badly, or more badly, dealing with this disease that they have.
You also will know that in that picture, Aaron is standing. She seems to be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we know you can walk, so.
Well, she doesn't seem like hunched over or have a cane or anything.
Fair, okay. Maybe it gets worse as time goes on. Shame.
Not good.
No, it's not really. Then again, I feel like she's working on that, or will be at some point.
Wheelchair?
No, a bit more permanent solution.
Silas has the thought fly through his head all the time Aaron was like, oh yeah, I have to take this medicinal concoction so my heart doesn't just fucking stop.
I mean, he knows it's not great for her, but she's not completely wheelchair bound, like all the time. So that, yeah.
It's just, it's not good, TM.
No, it's not.
Oh, Silas, I actually have one question.
Ooh.
Are you letting Curiosity look around in here, or are they
Uh,
on leash duty?
It's a difficult choice because I need to think about that actually real quick, because would Silas consider this enough Aaron to have Curiosity not look? Or would he consider it enough not Aaron to let Curiosity roam? You know what? This is more her father than it is Aaron. Silas is going to let curiosity roam. See if he finds anything. He will say, do not touch anything.
Curiosity
Only look.
can do. As curiosity just kind of detaches from your neck and kind of just gently floats about the place. Almost as kind of very curious at the same thing that you're seeing of this like light psychic energies and stuff that aren't here. They're all from Aaron, but they're like have the fragments of the other people who have evidently lived in this house, except around a few weird objects that Aaron didn't recognize before, like the bear, a few things in the lab, or the things that Aaron didn't know was there.
Probably the entirety of her parents' room.
Very much.
Even needs there to this place. It is quite small even for a halfling dwelling.
Curiosity searches about, but they don't seem to find anything interesting. Other than the fact that they're very interested in the fact that we can't like feel outside the walls. But
Interesting,
from-
but makes sense.
From the interesting opportunity, curiosity gains an experience.
Do you put an entire castle in a box like this?
Potentially. I assume it would take a lot of power, likely. Maybe a bit more work of that type. But I'm sure you could eventually.
Depends how you define in a box.
So that. Because technically castles are a box of themselves.
No, I was more thinking, does the box just lead through a portal into the shadow plane or something? Or do we actually have to make an extra dimensional space that is bigger on the inside, big enough to contain a castle?
Shadow plane?
Ah, yes, it's literally a plane of shadows that looks like this one.
Okay. The simple explanation, Wolf, is another world that looks like ours, but kind of scary and messed up.
You can't have
As
a
I
place
said.
made of shadows. Shadows don't. There's nothing to shadows. Look, Wolf just kind of touches his own shadow.
Well,
That isn't actually true, Wolf. Shadows have presence, have power. Ask someone who specializes in illusions. They can tell you a lot about how shadows can actually physically do things.
yes. I will admit, not an expert. I prefer the mind. Shadows and illusions do not think.
Again, that's where you're wrong, but
You know what I mean.
Wolf Shadow probably doesn't think.
No.
But living shadows, yeah, different. Ash kind of just looks at their shadow and goes, "Do you think?"
If I was alive, would I have to
What
cook
do you
another meal?
think? Or you
Your
said
shadow
that?
does not.
If my shadow was alive, would I have to cook it another dinner?
Perhaps that's why you eat so much.
Okay.
Mm,
I have a feeling that it would eat light.
The box just crushes Silas out of existence. Bad joke.
You know, I honestly don't know the answer to that one, Wolf. I'm not an expert on shadow magic or the shadow plane.
Yes, it is very odd.
having those weird mind class things, Silas.
Hmm?
I haven't figured out what they were talking about.
Yes, it's... It takes time and it takes work. You'll understand eventually. Perhaps.
If you say so.
The Mind and Beyond is a strange class, as Silas has sort of found. There's oddly a lot of philosophy tied to it. Also a lot of personal meditation,
Neither of which I think I'm great at.
as Wolf puzzles over Plato's allegory of the cave.
Look, he heard like 5 seconds of that while waiting for Silas, and it was too much.
Wolf just like turns to stone.
I'm sure you'll be able to puzzle something of it through. Most of us in the class already have, in one manner or another. I will say, there's no real definite answer. That's just how the mind works. All of them are, oddly enough, equally valid.
Right, but if you can't be wrong, does that just mean you all pass?
Oh no, absolutely not. It's just that particular question. Others have a bit more concrete, and then there's also the practical things of, well, how strong your mind has become. There's much more to the class than it seems. It's just very abstract to those not in the know, as it is.
I might just stick with my combat class.
That would be a good idea. It seems to cater to your talents much better.
We've got a tracking exam to do. I don't know what we're going to do for a tracking exam. We've apparently got, well, like, I wonder what we'll be doing.
Yes. Though if I had any guess, many of these practical exams seem to be a competition sort of against the teacher. So perhaps you'll be tracking your teacher.
J-Mac,
Yes.
who is the teacher for the natural world?
I think there was two. I can't remember who one of them was, but I know that one of them was the kineticist you met fairly early on, Maya Sinova, a famous water kineticist. In fact, you would have been told a little bit about the tracker run, where there's going to essentially be 3 people who you have a choice of tracking. She is indeed one of them. The other 2 have not been revealed yet.
I feel like tracking the water lady would be pretty hard.
Most
Like-
likely.
You can't track water. Miss Nova could just kind of disappear.
True.
I guess I could try to track the grass getting damp.
And that is more your area of expertise, not mine. So, perhaps that is the case. I'm sure you will come up with something. You are clever in that sense.
Ah.
Hmm?
This is going touching Silas Wolf moment.
These two work surprisingly well together. Somehow.
Because you both have white hair.
Still not as good as
Yeah.
Ippo 17.
Social
feel
link ranks.
I feel like it might have something to do with the fact that Wolf doesn't really catch subtlety a ton.
What subtlety?
Exactly.
It's a blunt force instrument, and he thinks like a blunt force instrument.
Silas knows how to influence that well.
Like, Wolf does not have finesse. Let's just make that clear.
He does not. That's fine. He doesn't need finesse. He's a hammer.
No,
Sometimes there's a lot of nails.
He wields the hammer that weighs more than the halflings.
Yes, we have Shorty Squad, we have Silas and Muffin, and Lana Nash, which is...
Planar squad, I guess?
That's true. Team Tiefling, Team Asimar. I guess that sort of works.
Like team demi-human kind of situation.
I mean, we'd have to include Ippos into that as well, wouldn't we?
Are they demi-humans? I
Kobolds
haven't
are.
really ever thought.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think kobolds are.
I suppose it depends on how you define demi-human.
I think
I'm used to like the
the more traditional non-human humanoids.
yes.
Yeah, I think this is more of
the
a
sort of anthropomorphs.
yeah. I think this is a more demi-humans are the half-humans, or the
Yeah.
I guess the term might actually be better for like. Yeah, I think just humanoid covers most of it.
I guess that also fits because technically neither Aaron or Ipos have like any kind of human thing to do with them.
No,
Like halflings, they're as much as it's easy to think of them as just small humans, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
Uh,
Silas and Wolf, the only actual humans.
Yep.
In our group.
And Rusty.
I don't think Rusty's human.
That'd be a
I
twist.
think- I think not only is he the wrong subtype, I think he's the wrong type.
Yeah.
Eventually, Rusty just stands up on 2 legs and is like, I've been human all this time.
Yeah, no, just fucking Aaron's dad just starts taking off the rusty suit.
I'm like,
I would have I'll be questioning the lack of constitution still.
oh, I am actually very dead. Don't be fooled.
I have managed to turn myself into a construct.
No
This
longer
is my
Peter.
magnum opus.
Yo, I'm back.
Welcome back
Welcome
as
back.
we discuss horror.
Yeah,
We're discussing the possibility of the fact that Rusty may in fact be your father, who turned himself into a construct.
No.
In fairness, I imagine Erin probably would have seen her father's body.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could be like an old version of your dad's mental conscious, but it's probably deeper questions than Erin really wanted to come in here to find.
All right.
Welcome back.
So those gems.
Those gems.
Gems. Do you wish to install the gems into this metal head?
Yeah.
And which gems?
Well, the two that won't explode first.
Ah, you're boring.
There's space for
Don't
four
be
of them.
boring.
All four, I mean.
No, I'm working. Hey, Boast, don't worry. I'm working on it.
Okay, so what are the two floating gems? What elements?
Both air. / electricity. Same thing.
They're the ones that Ipos poked.
I know what to do here. First, how did the gems get in? First, they sort of slot in.
Yeah, there's like small little quartz where in the inside where you can go, oh yeah, this looks like
Okay.
it's probably fitting for fire, this looks like it's probably fitting for water, ice, whatever the fuck the blue one is.
All right, I got an idea. Let me try this first, Ipos, before you go grabbing it again.
Okay.
Aaron's gonna pull up a stool, stand on it, go over to the floating gem,
Mhm.
look around it, look in the inside of the skull, put the skull over top the crystal, and then move the skull into the crystal where the slot would be on the inside of it. So basically, the crystal's floating against the skull, and then just slot it into place by moving the skull into it.
The head's pretty heavy.
Oh, right.
I'll assist because I am taller.
The sad thing is, that was my thoughts on how it's supposed to be done as well, but Ipos wouldn't do that.
See, my thought was like, okay, Ifos, I need you to eat half the electricity in one of these gems. just put it into your magic meat staff.
Be very careful how you word such things. Ipos would just try and eat the crystal.
So
Ash.
stuff.
Just hold it up. I'll guide it into place. Erin says that she's going to get up on the desk and, lay down so she can look up at the crystal.
Okay. Although it's a bit unwieldy, you can certainly slot in the crystal this way.
Okay.
As the crystal gets close, it kind of goes and slots into place.
That was scary.
Now, before we do the next one, I need to determine whether the fact that this just turns on as soon as all the crystals are slotted in.
Also, Aaron, can you roll me an intelligence check? Now that you think about it, your father does have a pair of very thick insulated gloves in one of these cabinets.
Oh, right.
Who knew he would have the safety equipment around to actually do it himself?
Considering your dad was also not as, he would be able to lift this fucking thing. Well, technically, I guess he could get his little drone friend to do it, but still.
Yeah. Okay. Now that we've done that, I'm going to do the clever thing and open this drawer and put the glove on.
Congrats on your ER5 electricity.
Just stuff it in the skull. There we go.
Yeah, mine's still better.
I agree.
Are you placing all the gems in?
Well, no. But before we slot in that last gem, Aaron's going to try to identify this to see if it just turns on as soon as I finish putting all the gems in.
I think you already. I can give you this with your previous. I think it was an engineering check. Yeah. It would turn on, but it wouldn't be active. You'd need to actually shine a source of light up from the bottom to fire a laser.
Okay.
It would be in standby mode, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to slot that in and then set it the bottom on a desk so it doesn't shoot.
Okay.
All right.
Not active.
All right. Now I got to determine what kind of laser this is, and if there's a receiving receptacle for it. Which?
Can I take
What's
a look
it?
at the skull?
Oh, yeah. Make sure just don't, shine a light in it.
Jamek, you described it as having something of a puzzle element to it, right?
Well, there's puzzle elements within this place, yes. This
I
is
mean,
probably
more like the skull itself.
Oh. No, I don't think I ever said it had the puzzle element. It has like the slots and like it's empty underneath that you can like reach inside.
Okay, so like I couldn't. So I would have no reason to think I could just like slide pieces of the skull around on itself.
Oh. No. If you touch it to try it doesn't move.
Yeah, never mind, Aaron. Here you go.
It's
All
not a
right.
sliding puzzle.
What's this again? The thing that's right in front of Aaron?
That?
Mm-hmm.
That is the skull.
Then what's this?
That's the cat.
Oh.
Can you not tell from JMac's wonderful artwork?
It's really
No.
small, I'm sorry.
Okay. From where the skull is, Aaron's gonna quickly look around. Does it look like there's like a mark on a wall, like a rune or a sigil or something?
Give me a perception check.
25. Plus miscellaneous bonuses.
Got all of them. Looking around, beyond the wording that's like, don't blow up and don't catch fire. No, not really.
Hey, Ash, do you think the fireplace has more runes in it than are required for the heating thing?
Let me go look.
Alright, I'm gonna go look at other stuff here too.
There's a few other things in the room that I don't believe anyone's investigated. There's this pile of wood, technically. Nobody has investigated the metronome and this box next to the dog head.
Yeah,
So,
Ipos was
yeah.
going to look at the dog head and thus the box next.
I'll join you for that, I guess.
I imagine it's more Ipos is looking at the dog's head while Aaron looks at the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Plus, the dog's head kind of looks vaguely rusty-ish, which is weird considering he has no fur at all. Except, I guess, that kind of weird thing in the front that looks like it could be a stylized scarecrow. But, yeah.
Look, he making new Rusty.
I don't want it with fur. That seems a little bit disconcerting.
Meanwhile, Aaron, as you poke the box, the front of it flips up.
Oh.
Revealing, oh god, Rusty, what the fuck? Revealing, if you look to the right, that.
Enter input. Oh, where's the resonance theory? That had a bunch of numbers and shit written in it. I bet that's related.
No, you just need to put in pickle fright.
Yes! Yes! That's it!
You do find if you touch the screen, you can indeed draw in words.
How angry is Evan going to be if Ipos leans over and draws in pickle fright?
Not.
Ipos does so.
If draws in pickle fright, the box turns green.
Ha ha! Ipos solved 2 puzzle now.
Yeah, congratulations.
Opening up, there's a small piece of paper.
Ooh, I take the paper.
I'm going to write this out because I know if I cut the cadence of this out wrong.
Ipos will allow Evan to take the paper. He's solved his puzzle. He's going back to his dog head now.
Yeah. Kind of look around it. Not really scoot anything to the side because it's really fucking heavy, but, look around to see if there's anything buried in it.
No, there's just a few small planks layered up on the bench next to a couple of nails and some wood glue.
Are the pieces of wood cut in any way?
Yeah, they look like just planks. But it
Okay.
doesn't look like he's worked them.
Okay. I don't want to shoot these with a laser.
On
Ipos
that
shoot
note-
with laser.
Ash, your investigation of the fireplace. Looking at the fire wards within, there's nothing suggesting that they are capable of taking as great of a force as you think the laser might output.
Well, Aaron also specifically asked me to look if there was anything hidden in the wording scripture that would allude to a functionality other than just keeping the fireplace from causing a house fire.
Give me a craft words or arcana.
Okay. Boop. 28.
Oh,
God,
damn.
my rolls are fucking good tonight. What the fuck?
I hope that carries over into tomorrow.
No, it's
Huh,
just preparing
know
to
it
fuck
won't.
you over tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Tears. My face. No, there's nothing. All this wording looks pretty. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No, it's nothing particularly flashy, except in the fact that it's in common script as a number.